everyone, I'm Anita with Kids Move and Learn. Today I'm going to talk to you about the stages of writing and how you can use shaving cream to support your child's development in writing. You know, you want your 2-year-old to be able to use those pencils when they're 5, and probably even when they're 4. So here are some really simple ways to get them ready for that. So writing has a lot to do with how you can hold a pencil and those finger grasp types of muscles and skills that people like to work on. But in this activity, it's actually going to be a little bit more about the controlling the movements and the writing stages that happen really developmentally normally within most children. There are 5 stages of writing, and you can use shaving cream to help your child progress through those 5 stages, starting out with either on the table or on a mirror or in the bathtub. An empty bathtub might be fun because it's easy to clean, and basically just get them to start with, though, exploring and playing with. But just the idea of being able to move and manipulate and play with that shaving cream is almost like that first stage in writing where a child has a utensil, like either a crayon or a paintbrush, and they just make random marks. And so what you'll find is as they're randomly playing with shaving cream, they might notice, or you can call attention to it, and that they have some random marks on the table after they scoop it with their finger and things like that. The second stage in writing is scribbling, and this is where it's so much fun to do in the shaving cream, where you can model how to scribble, which is making wiggles, which is just totally random, but it's not short, small, sharp marks anymore. It's a little bit longer and fluid. There still isn't any direct straight lines and things typically in the scribbling stage, unless they're starting to move on to the next stage. So this is a really fun, simple activity to do in shaving cream to get them ready for that next level. The third stage in writing is where they're actually making intentional lines. In this stage, they're being intentional and directing where they want to make their marks. So maybe they're making a line this way or sort of a circle this way. It's around 3 years old is when they start to make these vertical and horizontal lines and circles. And at this stage, again, you can imitate with the shaving cream. Mommy's gonna make a line, your turn, and that's where they can keep practicing and being intentional. And it often happens around 3 years old. The fourth stage in writing is when children are starting to cross those lines. They often look like the letter T or the letter H because they're still very sort of horizontal and vertical. They're not quite yet at that diagonal stage, although they might move through this quickly and progress to that 5th stage. And that 5th stage is when they are beginning to make lines and shapes that might represent closer to a letter. So when they're just being really straight up and down and sideways, they might represent more of just T's and E's and H's. But as they move into being able to be more diagonal, you might notice they're more successful in making those letter A's or even the curvy parts of letter D's and things like that. So between these 2 levels is where you're going to try to be more intentional using the shaving cream fun, where you might be like, let's draw a sunshine and put a big letter S on it. But if they're not quite ready for that, you could possibly even try house and putting a letter H next to it. That way they can start to develop those lines that are diagonal, but yet they're not quite as accurate and small and succinct like a letter A. So the house would look like a diagonal roof possibly, and then more squares. And this makes it a little bit challenging for them, but gets them ready and moves them along that progression stage so that when you are wanting them to start using a pencil or a crayon on paper, they're going to be more successful at it because they've had lots of practice and fun doing it with shaving cream. If you like these ideas, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe and share. On kidsmoveandlearn.com, there is a blog with tons of free ideas and activities just like this that you could download and do with your child anytime that suits the best needs of you and your family. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.